Okay, how's everybody doing today? I think I'm live again. Let me check. Yeah, I'm live again. Sorry about that. I had to check something out before I actually posted this again. I'm reposting what I just posted a few minutes ago. I don't know if anybody's watching. I was just on for a minute or two. Of course, my name is Kent. October 17th, it's 1:59 p.m. in San Diego, California. That's where I'm at right now. So I titled this video, "The Canary in the Coal Mine is Screaming Bitcoin." And the reason I did that is because I want to talk about Argentina, which is, they just elected a new president. You can see him on the screen right now. His name is Javier Milei. And it's very interesting because we know he's dollarizing Argentina, which means that he's going from the Argentinian peso to the US dollar as their currency. And we already know that El Salvador went to Bitcoin from their currency. Go up here a little bit. How El Salvador's Bitcoin bet is paying off. El Salvador is steaming ahead with its Bitcoin strategy. El Salvador bet on Bitcoin looks good. Again, following the recent rally above 40,000, its Bitcoin investments are now worth 120 million. So now, El Salvador has adopted Bitcoin and is starting to pay off. Their currency is starting to become more valuable instead of depreciating or being inflated away like Argentina's. And of course, Javier is using the dollar, which in my mind isn't the greatest idea because we have probably a 10% inflation in the United States. So if you do nothing, your $100 at the end of the year is only worth 90. But Argentina has like 150, 160% inflation. So if you have money in the bank or you have any kind of currency, in a year, it's gone. It's more than gone. You've lost all the value of your currency. You'd be better off just going around and buying everyday ordinary items that people use, grocery items or anything. Invest in anything that people need to barter with, rather than holding the currency. And of course, this Javier Milei realized that he's an economist, and he's decided, he's kind of like the big hair guy, the poor that looks like Trump. He's really he's got a lot of the same tendencies Trump has. Takes a chainsaw to stuff and everything. I'm sure people have seen this on social media. This guy's all over social media right now. But what you're not hearing about this guy is his view on Bitcoin and his view on the economy and as a whole. And then this is what people in Argentina want to hear because they've elected this guy, basically unknown politician, an economist, to become president. And what he's saying is resonating with a lot of people. So I want to go through what he is saying because these South American and Central American economies are like the canary in the coal mine for the United States because we're in the same predicament, except we're a bigger economy and it's going much slower for us because we are world reserve currency. But this idea of having currencies that are central bank digital currency or central bank fiat currencies is what's caused so much problem in Argentina, where you can't over half the people are in poverty. Over 50% of the people are in poverty. And this is a rich country, huge agricultural country, huge minerals in this country. This is a very, very rich country. And over half the people are in poverty because of the way they've run the economy. And this guy's coming out and he's calling them out on it. But I want to go through this. I guess it's on X, and whoever came up with the name X, that's the worst name in the world. I was going through my history the other day, and because I always delete my history periodically, and I saw their X on there, and I didn't go to any porn sites. What's this X thing? And it looks like you went to a bunch of porn sites because you got X on your history, and it looks like black X. So this idea that this Elon Musk went to X was one of the worst ideas. It's Twitter. It's Twitter. It's not X. The Twitter thing was the worst idea I've ever heard. I mean, you think this guy's wealthy and he's got that kind of ideas? You really got to question his judgment. So anyway, let's listen to what Javier Milei says, because I want to talk about this guy because he is saying some stuff that I think a lot of people can start to understand, because they are, like I said, ahead of us in this world of fiat currencies and in this world of depreciating currencies and this world of poverty and this world of having a currency that's just dragging the population down. So let's listen. It's in Spanish, but there's subtitles, and I'll break it up real fast and we'll talk about it. But I'm gonna expand it. It's gonna cover up the whole page. So we'll see. Listen to what he's got to say. This is Javier Milei, the new president of Argentina, and he's talking about. I'll just read what he says. With legal tender, they scam you with the inflationary tax. That's right. So whenever they print money, it's a hidden tax. So when you have 10% of your money go away every year, it's literally because the government's printing money, which is a tax. It's the best way in the world to tax people. You got taxes without them knowing they're getting taxed because all of a sudden they have less buying power from their money. Bitcoin is the natural reaction against central bank scammers to make money private again. Javier Milei, president of Argentina. So let's see what he says. I'm going to play this real quick. Here we go.
De Bitcoin todo el tiempo. No sabemos bien qué son los Bitcoin, pero ya hay gente que lo pondera como una especie de alternativa monetaria. ¿Vos creés que es posible en Argentina esa discusión?
Okay, so he's asking about Bitcoin. And he's getting ready to talk about Bitcoin here a little bit. And the subtitle below, that's, he's speaking Spanish, but this is the subtitle.
A ver, ¿cuál es el punto? El punto es que lo primero que hay que
So the central bank is a scam.
comprender es que el Banco Central es una estafa. ¿Sí?
It's a mechanism by which politicians cheat.
Es un mecanismo por el cual los políticos estafan
To the good people with inflationary tax, which is a tax. This is an economist. He's talking like in an economy way. The inflation, and let me move my, hold on, let's do something here real quick. Well, actually, you don't need to read the, I'm going to tell you what the subtitles say. So I'm kind of blocking out some of the subtitles, but let's just keep going.
a las personas de bien con el impuesto inflacionario. El
Okay, and he says what Bitcoin is representing is
Bitcoin lo que está representando es la
the return of money to its original creator, the private sector.
vuelta del dinero a su creador originario, que es el sector privado.
Money is a private invention. So the central bankers are the people that have subverted it and used it to their benefit by inflating it and being able to use that inflationary money that they've printed for their own agendas and do whatever they want to do. And of course, what they basically do is steal the wealth of a country by impoverishing the citizens.
El dinero es una invención del sector privado.
Okay, in order to be used to solve problems, for example, in a bartering economy, the double coincidence of want and indivisibility.
Para resolver problemas, digamos, de lo que tiene que ver con en una economía de trueque sería la doble coincidencia y la indivisibilidad. Y después
The paper money appears to solve portability. I've talked about this forever. That's why gold is not a good money, because it's not portable. So paper money is the most convenient money we can have. And that's why we've all gravitated towards paper money. And that's why the world's gravitated toward the US dollar, because that's even more portable and even more streamlined, where you don't have to go through all the hoops and, all the different friction points of using individual currencies throughout the world. Just use the US dollar. That's why the US economy has always prospered ever since they become world reserve currency, because of the issue of no friction points with using the money. Just use and that's why he's going to the dollar right now. It's the easiest way for them just to transition out of their peso, because of portability and because of the fact that it's the most accessible way of exchanging something for something else. So if you want to buy something and you don't want to lug around gold or silver or something else, it's not very portable, you can just use this fiat currency.
después aparece el papel, digamos, como una cuestión de portabilidad. O sea,
Actually, you had different currency, linen, wheat, salt, where it comes from. You've heard the example of you're not worth your salt, because they used to pay people in salt because it was a way of bartering. So I've heard that before. You're not worth the salt. You're not worth your salt, meaning you're not worth your pay, what it is that they're paying you in salt.
porque en realidad vos tuviste distintas monedas, o sea, tuviste el lino, el trigo, digamos, la sal, de ahí viene salario, de ahí la...
Hence comes this a superstition that salt falls off the table, off the mesa.
La superstición de si se cae la sal en la mesa, y eso
And then what was evolving is the currencies that people chose were...
evolucionó, y las monedas que eligieron los agentes, que fueron los individuos, eligieron la
the silver for small transactions, the gold for bigger transactions.
plata para las transacciones chicas, el oro para las transacciones grandes. Y eso
Then, because back then it was very dangerous to move the gold, people used to deposit the gold and get in exchange a receipt. I've talked about that before too. That's how the goldsmith, Rothschild, got their wealth, is they were a goldsmith. They actually stored gold for wealthy people and gave a receipt, and the receipt became That's how they caught on to the fact. That's how they become very influential bankers in Europe. They caught on to the fact that people didn't want to carry their gold. They would carry a receipt for the gold, which turned into a fiat paper currency.
Después, digamos, como era un peligro cargarlo, entonces, ¿qué hacían? Lo dejaban depositado y se llevaban un comprobante de que estaba eso ahí.
Okay, back then in 14, and then in the year 1445, in the first Geneva Congress, the states appropriated the exclusivity to issue the money. So yeah, clear back way a long time ago. It looks like in Italy, they gave them the ability to the state to make this fiat currency.
Después, en 1445, digamos, en el primer congreso de Génova, digamos, los estados se apropiaron.
He's just giving you basic information everybody should know by now. This is where you don't get educated. This is why I say going to school is so worthless today, because they'll never teach us this stuff in school. He's just giving you basic information. It's history.
De, digamos, de tener la exclusividad para poder emitir. Es que es el
that the legal tender, which is a key point because the legal tender allows to the politicians scam you with the inflationary tax. Been going on for a long time.
El curso forzoso, que esta es la clave. ¿Por qué? Porque el curso forzoso es lo que le permite a los políticos robarte con el impuesto inflacionario. El
Bitcoin has an algorithm that one day it will reach a certain amount and there will be no more. Limited supply, 21 million. This is just economics. It's just like gravity. You throw something in the air, it drops to the ground. That's the same thing with Bitcoin. There's only so much. It's going to go higher when people demand it because of these other things that are robbing you of your money by going down in value every year, every day, every minute, every second. Like in Argentina, they are the canary in the coal mine. They're at 150% inflation. That's why this guy came into office, and that's why he's talking the way he's talking. That's why he wants to get rid of central banking.
Bitcoin no, digamos, tiene un algoritmo y un día va a llegar a una determinada cantidad y no hay más.
And it can compete with other currencies, in fact, compete with Ethereum and others. So he's talking about Ethereum. So he does know something about cryptocurrencies. He knows something about Ethereum, knows something about Bitcoin. So he's thinking about this.
Competir con otras monedas. De hecho, compite contra Ethereum.
Because all you ever hear in our media is that he wants to go dollarize the Argentina currency, but they don't talk about the fact that he's talking about Bitcoin being, you know, literally the currency that goes back to what a currency really is or what a money really is. It belongs to the people, not to the state.
Compite contra otros. ¿Y qué es lo interesante?
And what is good thing, it returns to private money. So it takes it back from the state, which back in 14, whatever it was, 14 something, turned it into a fiat currency. Now it turns it back to the individual.
Interesante, que es la vuelta al sector privado. Pero ¿cuál es el problema? El problema
is the governments will not give up the legal tender. The governments will not give up this power they have to inflate currency.
Es que los estados no te van a querer ceder que el curso forzoso, porque del curso forzoso.
Because with legal tender, they can scam you with the inflationary tax. So that's what's going on. It's going on in Argentina, went on in El Salvador, it's going on in the United States, it goes all around the world. It's just the way we do it.
Forzoso te estafan con el impuesto inflacionario, entonces.
The Bitcoin is the natural reaction against the central bank scammers and to make the money private again. Bitcoin has no centralized system. They have no government. They have no corporation, no entity. It isn't. It has no centralized systems. It's a decentralized computer network.
El Bitcoin es la reacción natural frente a la estafa que son los bancos centrales y que el dinero vuelva a ser privado. Y la contra.
And the flip side is that thieving politicians are not going to allow you to go against the legal tender. This guy has no problem saying stuff. He says a lot of words. Yeah, I don't want to say them because I don't want to get demonetized. But he uses the word S and then the T, and he uses that word a lot. It's, you know, he does a lot of other words too. He's very, very colorful with his language.
La cara es que los políticos ladrones no te van a permitir ir contra el curso forzoso.
In economics, with high inflation, the scam problem is bigger than why, as I suggest, you can propose to. So yeah, he's talking against central bank.
Lo que pasa, cuando vos tenés economías con alta inflación y el problema de la estafa es más claro, entonces hasta podés discutir, como digamos planteo yo, directamente eliminar el Banco Central.
There you go. There's Javier Milei, and he's telling you the truth about Bitcoin, and he's telling you the truth that it's literally the people's money, unlike central bank digital currencies or central. He keeps saying CBDC because that's always on my brain. Central bank fiat currencies. He's against it, and he's telling you this. And this is what the people of Argentina want to hear. They're literally the canary in the coal mine for the United States of America and for our citizens. For the people that are living in the United States and see this happen, this is where we're going if we don't change things quickly. And you can escape all this by just literally buying Bitcoin. And I think right now is a great time to do it. So anyway, I want to bring that up. Javier Milei, very interesting character. He's got the people's eye down there. He's got the eye of Donald Trump and a lot of other people. But they're not telling you the whole story about the guy. They're not telling you what how bullish he is on Bitcoin as well. And then of course you got El Salvador now that they're all in on Bitcoin. So you got these central, El Salvador being central, and South American countries now that are migrating away from the IMF, International Monetary System, financial system, and against their own currencies and central banking systems and going to something different. Argentina going to the US dollar, El Salvador going to Bitcoin. I appreciate you watching. Thank you.